Guys, we are in Fundamentals Month. We're going to do today a two-part escape from bottom of side control, all right? So just the fundamental side control escapes and just talking about some concepts within the bottom of side control to make things harder or worse for us. So in theory, if Felix is on the floor, conceptually, I want to talk about two concepts to start. The first is the definition of a pin is keeping both shoulder blades on the floor, right? So number one, if I can flatten Felix out, if I can completely keep him, his shoulders and his whole body on the floor, he's going to be stuck. He's going to be very, very difficult for him to escape. So for him, he wants the reverse. He wants to hunch his shoulders and he wants to round himself as much as possible and creating little gaps and making sure that that shoulder is not pinned on the floor. Now his mobility is going to be increased just with this one little tip here alone, right? Also, when he tucks his chin, now there's no neck, all right? Or it's very hard for me to find a neck. My shoulder pressure most of the time is going to be right on the neck, and then correct shoulder pressure if he relaxes. It's a 2-for-1 special because number one, I get the neck, and number two, I drive into his chin too. So I'm getting both the meaty part of the neck and the jawline as well. All right. So from here, all I'm going to get is going to be the jawline. Next, conceptually, what I want is I want to separate his lower body from his upper body as much as possible. If I can get this, and look Steve, if I can park myself in this position right here, I'm completely pancaking him. Even without a cross face, it's going to be almost impossible for him to escape or do much of anything. So what he wants is the reverse. He wants to, not only that, he wants to curl himself into a ball as much as he can. So let's say this leg is out of the equation. Let's say I even go chest to chest with him. For somebody that doesn't really know too much about grappling, it looks like I'm in a good position, but escape, it's very easy for him to disappear and get away from me, okay? So we are constantly on the bottom looking to follow these concepts. We're constantly trying to be small, contract ourselves, make our shoulders hunched, make ourselves nice and small, make ourselves rounded, right? So when he's on top of me, all right, usually it's not too difficult to get your body in the correct positioning from the get-go, getting in my frames. Guys, it's very important that I'm not using my fingers and my hands, okay? Notice my fingers are open and I'm using the blades of my wrist on his hip and on his neck. And Felix, get your hands together, get a gable grip. Beautiful, all right? This is just a standard position. Now, guys, when I'm here like this, he always has an option to walk towards my hips and pin my hips if he wants to. This is a really good position for him, and now it's going to be really hard for me to escape. Or even worse for me is if he puts the knee on my stomach, because now I got to be thinking about so many different things, right? You got to think about mount, got to think about arm locks here, got to think about spinning armors, etc. So when I'm in the bottom here, a good idea for me is going to be to take my knee and jam it into his ribs like this. Okay, but guys, look at my foot. If my foot is down, the trajectory of my knee is towards the ceiling. Okay, so it's going to be very difficult for me to bring my knee and elbow together. So what I want to do is I want to start to bring my knee to face my elbow just like that, right? Guys, some people like to reinforce and place your foot on beneath. You could do this as well, okay? But eventually your foot's going to come up anyway, all right? But this can be a good idea as well. What you don't want to do that sometimes people do is this. If you do this, it doesn't do anything because my knee is now facing, towards the back. Go to mount or knee on belly on me. Nothing stops me. Whereas when I put my knee here, go to mount or knee on belly, I'm able to escape and I'm able to regard right away. All right, so where your knee is pointing is going to be very important. Guys, from here, I'm going to use this foot to walk myself away a little bit. And as I walk myself away, I'm going to start to dip and connect my knee and my elbow together to make a frame in front of Felix. From here, guys, I'm open to a couple of things. The first thing that I'm open to is an inside heel hook. So he can shelve my leg, and then now he can start to fall and capture heel hooks on me. Exactly, all right? Also, he's a lot of times able to, as soon as I'm here, to take this hand off my head and push my knee and then get back to the spot. So what I want to do initially is as soon as I get here, I want to reinforce my foot by going foot on foot like this. When I do this, I'm blocking him from the heel hook, and now start to push my knee. It's reinforced with the other foot. It's going to be a little bit harder than if it's just kind of dangling just like that, right? From here, I'm now going to look to bring my hand on the inside, and I'm going to look to block that arm. I can use an open hand, or I can make a gable grip. From here, I'm going to push away from him. As soon as I push away from him, now the possibilities are all yours. You can start to go into attacks. You can trap the person in half guard. You can start to put your butterfly hooks in. You can go to close guard. You can do pretty much whatever you want to do because now you create enough space to do what your game desires, okay? So again, part one, we're going to be here. I have my frames. Open fingers, making sure I'm using my forearms, not my hands. This is not good, guys, all right? He's going to be able to crush me and also sometimes even wrist lock me. So I'm going to be like this. I'm going to bring my foot onto my knee and reinforce my knee into his ribs, or I'm going to just dangle my foot in the air like this. I'm going to look to walk away from him, dip my knee on the inside, all right? Assuming he has his hands together and assuming he's going to be attacking me with other things, I'm going to reinforce my own foot by going foot on foot. From here, everything is rounded. I pummel on the inside. Now I'm going to look to push off of him. As soon as I pushed off of him, now I can look to fire off different attacks, or sometimes a good idea is to go to close guard, catch your breath. You just got your guard passed. you weather the storm, and now I can look to, all right, how am I going to attack him from here? What sweep, what submission am I going to choose from there? All right, let's give it a try, guys. Call me over if you have any questions. Conceptually, right, when I'm here, okay, and guys, it's almost like he's doing a clamp on my body, right? So from here, I'm in side control. I can go here and I can go here, right? I have like different pathways that I can choose, right? So when he is pushing on my hip in one direction and when he's using his knee on my rib in the other direction, I'm actually in a good position, but I'm stuck, right? It's difficult. Keep a good tension, right? It's difficult for me to go to north-south. We're just kind of moving in one body, as one unit, as opposed to if this hand was relaxed, I can just crush it and I could go to north-south pretty easily. And now, since the knees are my ribs, I can't really go that way either, right? So from here, conceptually, I need to separate his knee from his elbow. So how could I do that? One thing that I can do, guys, is I can look to switch my body towards his face, peel his elbow up, keep your knee there. Walk my hips back a little bit, and now park in a good spot, and now make a decision. Should I start to take away this arm by making maybe an underhook, looking to get back exposure, maybe pinning that arm, or since I'm in such a good spot, now I can start to cover his hips and I can give pathways for my knee to go to the mount, right? So I can decide to find a way to disassemble and make different decisions based on what I want to do, based on his reaction, etc., right? So when you see that your training partner is facing themselves towards your head, it's very important to win the arm battle, right? So he wants to peel my arm up and he wants to separate my arm from my body. So what I need to do is, as soon as I feel that, come back a step. As soon as I feel that and now he starts to turn, I need to bring my elbow into the floor. I'm following the same concept. I'm connecting my arm to my leg. From here, Felix, how do you feel?
Like I'm gonna lose it.
He's about to lose it. If he doesn't do anything, I'm gonna do a knee elbow escape. I'm bringing my knee right into the ribs. I could even capture arm locks or even omoplatas from here, right? But what everyone is gonna do is they're gonna try to recalibrate. So let's go back. They're gonna try to recalibrate themselves. So as they turn and I bring my elbow inside, they're gonna try to get back to where they were, and that's gonna be my opportunity to escape. So you have to use some speed and some timing in order to get your legs back in front of you, all right? And time it so when they turn back to side control, they no longer have a good connection on you as they had previously, right? So we're here, he has a good connection, I start to bring my foot up, he starts to turn, immediately I bring my elbow on the inside, all right? I'm trying to make my knee and my elbow touch. Felix feels that if he stays here, I'm gonna start to hip escape and allow them to touch. So he's gonna go back to side control and I'm gonna push off of him and spin my head away from him. A lot of time putting my feet on his hips. Now I can do so many different things, just again, depends on your kind of game. Most likely he's gonna posture, he's gonna bring that elbow back inside, and now I can start to pull with my legs. And again, now I'm out and now the game is gonna start to evolve, all right? So again, very important to bring your elbow in towards the floor, right into that little hip area, and look to escape before they get back to their chest to chest. Cool? Let's give it a shot.